Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to an SP Reacts where today we got ourselves a track from an act named Gabriel GS, Gabriel GS Reggae, the song titled You Are Good, You Are Worthy. And if we switch over to here, we've got ourselves a track on the screen here, the official music video on YouTube. Apparently we're quite busy at the moment. We've also got a track titled You Make Me, which is coming out in August, so not too far away, but we're going to be listening through You Are Good, You Are Worthy from start till finish. And we're going to hear what we think. Let's go, let's do it. Produced by Tony Breezy and Scott Rose.
He who just bless, let all man curse. Sound of an angel, Gabriel. You are good, you are worthy, you are holy and good. God, you are good, you are worthy, you are holy and good. You are good, you are worthy.
I like that hook line.
You are beautiful and you are worthy. You the light in the darkness night. You the hope I will hold on to forever.
Nice toe.
You are good, you are worthy, you are holy and good. God, you are good, you are worthy, you are holy and good. God, you are good, you are worthy, you are holy and good. God, you are good, you are worthy, you are holy and good. Every moment, every breath, Jah, you are holy, risen King, Alpha and Omega. You the word, oh Jah, you the truth and the light. We praise you, we bless you, we give thanks to you today. God, you are good, you are worthy.
And back to that chorus with repeats and call and response. It's amazing how much mileage we get out of that backing motif there with the similarity of the bass lines and chord progressions.
Let all man curse, sound of an angel.
Excellent. Nice. Directed by ACN Media. It's a professional audiovisual experience. We're going to talk about this track more in the conclusion. Because welcome to the conclusion of my review of this track from an act named Gabriel GS, titled You Are Good, You Are Worthy. In this section, I'm going to provide an overall song analysis of everything from lyrics and vocals all the way through to studio production, as well as any applicable constructive critique, and then finally my general thoughts from a listener's perspective. But before we go any further, what do we think this track is about? Initially, I was kind of under the impression that there was more of a focus on the listener, you know, that like they are good and they are worthy and everything like that. But then we talk about the light and the darkness, we talk about praising them and such and being grateful. And I kind of think that this has more of a religious connotation, kind of giving praise and sort of showing their sort of gratitude to a higher power. And I think that that's something that's kind of beautiful, you know, like regardless of whatever end of the kind of theological spectrum you're on, it's just great to show praise for who you believe in and what you love. And this is a very kind of warm and endearing track. It seems sincere. And I think part of what sells that is, you know, just the hook line. The "you are good, you are worthy," that's repeated throughout. The verses offer extra bits of articulation and nuance to it, but that hook line, it's repeated so much that it does get stuck in your head. So I feel like that is kind of a fundamental of music nowadays, to be able to kind of have that kind of mental real estate. So that's a plus. But it's also that Gabriel's vocals are quite pleasant and palatable to listen to. We seem quite comfortable in our head and chest voice. I have these harmonies on the sides that are quite adept in their function at providing again that kind of glow of warmth in the mid-range to surround you. It's quite soothing to listen to. And it's pleasant, especially with the kind of dubbish elements of the guitars, the organs, the bass, and the drums that are surrounding us. I like the fact that you have these kind of rises in amongst like the 56-second mark with these cymbal shimmers. And you see if I go small for a moment, that you see him reaching up there. And then like you have the kind of symbolism with, again, that connection of the audiovisual experience. It's just like, alongside those tails there, where we seem relatively like comfortable navigating some of those kind of legato passages there. I think the personal highlights for me are when all the vocals in the center of the field and the side come together in this hook sections and there's call and responses and stuff. I think that the collective is very nice. We hum some melodies as well, which is quite nice to provide a non-sort of storytelling angle and element to it, which I think is important because, especially with how prominent the vocals are as a focal point within the mix, you kind of need it to adjust itself, even within the 3 minutes 16 of this track, with it being quite short. But it's just the relatively relaxed nature and expression of the vocals as well, which is nice. You know, I dig that we are trying to communicate in a way where it seems like it's connected to the lyrics and the subject matter. And so with the vocals handled and the storytelling, the narrative driven, you've just got the rest of the piece there, where again at 3 minutes 16, it's well fleshed out with a variety of different verses and choruses and instrumental sections, with a plethora of different ideas from the guitars, bass, drums, organs, etc., and FX kind of noises as well. It's nice. You have these kind of like tom and snare fills at the start there, with a nice sort of body to those hits there. It sounds like they were recorded on an acoustic kit, which just makes things seem a bit more kind of grounded, and there's a nice kind of swingish, kind of bouncy feel to it as well, which makes it a bit more kind of relaxed. I like the ghost noticed 16th hi-hats that we have there, providing a subtle sense of pace in amongst the halftime feel of everything else. Oh no, to be fair, it's just a slower tempo with those 16ths, isn't it? It's still normal time. But the vocals come in so quickly around the 20-second mark, we're really not allowing ourselves to be too bereft of that direction there. And you've got some nice buzz rolls that go into that first hook section with some fun offbeat sort of syncopated kind of guitar parts there, playing those bar chords and going between those two sort of like ideas whilst the bass lines kind of like bait and switch underneath. And by bait and switch, I mean you expect it to kind of be relatively, repetitive, but like they actually do some fun things harmonically underneath in a way that's unexpected. We don't just explore two notes, there's like four or more of them that we go between. Like around that 53-second mark there, we're gonna go boom, or boom, or like that in that bass range there. It's like, oh, and it's happened before, don't be wrong, like within this piece. It's just that whenever it comes in, you're like, oh, we're having a turn here before we rise up again. So it's nice that the bass is allowed to, in part, take kind of control of the situation and allow things to kind of be a bit more flexible. But it's cool as well to have those loops there with the tom fills and the way that kind of work with the riser to kind of loop back into a repeat. And like the echoed out kind of reverb tailed vocals that are like a sub layer in the mix there, such as the 1:125 mark there, they just are a nice sort of almost paddish layer in the ether. And there's a subtle organ line underneath which pops off with little notes that are diatonic within the scale. It's just that they aren't super prevalent. They're like a nice little bit of dimensionality within the piece. And they occasionally have these guitar bendy bits, such as around the 250 mark and earlier that, like usually at the end of the tails or the repeats of the loop. And I think that's totally fine. It's just nice for the guitar to do more than just those bar chords, those offbeat strums. Much like the organs kind of rise up a little bit with some of those sort of like harmonies. The guitar bends and it's like a little bit of a kind of a air candy-ish component. But yeah, nice fade out at the end, a slow transition to the end of the piece there, quite classy. And ultimately, structurally and performatively, it's quite well fleshed out. I've got no real complaints about and that in regards to it. You get the story that you're told there. And again, there are some catchy elements which are repeated quite a lot throughout, but the song isn't long enough for that to be overplayed. And the theme itself, the instrumental, the combination of different accompanying elements is interesting enough that it gets you through those 3 minutes with a minor key, but like it's more kind of I think it's just to avoid it being too cheesy with the subject matter. I don't think it's a sad sounding song at all, where it's just kind of a cooler kind of sad, you know, with the flow of it. It's meant to be more kind of low key and relaxed as opposed to a negative connotation. So I think the chord choices we had with the adjustments on the end of those loops was nice. Typically triad oriented, although there were some extensions and sort of more unconventional chords in the BA sections of the Bs, you know. So yeah, no, well done in terms of like the actual chord progressions of bass lines that are presented there. Studio recording, mixing and mastering as well, I'm happy with that. I like the way the things are presented within the stereo field, music surrounds you in the headphones. I was initially sort of trying to gauge whether the vocals were well leveled with the parts on the side, as they seemed quite prevalent earlier on, but I think as I got used to the track, things made more sense there, so that was good. But the vocals and the sides and the center seem well leveled. The bass and the drums have their own sort of presence within the mix as well. There's no resonant frequencies, nothing's kind of fighting too much for attention. And I think the filtering of the vocals, with the vocals not being overproduced, the different textures of the vocals with the sides, the mains, and then the kind of filtered out kind of parts there, where they're reverb and echo tails, they're all kind of like relatively easy to follow along to, whether in unison, isolated, or call and response. I like that, again, there's some organic kind of analog tones in there, such as the drums and stuff like that. It just kind of make it a bit more grounded sounding, nice and loud bass compression music handle, but it's also not too compressed. There is dynamic range to this, and I think the automation of the fade out at the end was also very nice. So ultimately, you know, really happy with the way that things are covered there. No real applicable constructive critique for me. Again, I think once I got used to the way the mix was done, the leveling, stuff like that, it was fine. And from a final general listener's perspective, I just feel like music like this is really nice in this day and age, with things being as chaotic as it is. It's nice to have music that you can just sort of nod your head and vibe along to, where there is a hook line which is relatively accessible, but also a bit of nuance in the verses if you want it as well. With this positive first impression, I look forward to tracks in future such as You Make Me, again due for release in August 2026. But in the meantime, thank you for watching my review of this track from an act named Gabriel GS Reggae, or Gabriel GS should I say, titled You Are Good, You Are Worthy. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please go show them some love via their various social medias and their YouTube page, and stay cool and stay safe, and please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as you need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. And I will catch you in the next SB Reacts. Spiderhands out.